Hi friends. Hi. Oh. Hi friends on YouTube. Welcome back to the song series with me, Bryony Williams. We are back for part 3 out of part 10, oh my gosh, of the song series where I dissect and explain each track from my 10-track debut album, You Are Here. Got it right here, alright? Which I self-released independently as an independent artist 1 year ago. Obviously it's my debut album. It was the biggest project I've ever done in my music career as an independent artist. So there's no label, no agent, no booking agent, no paid PR, nothing like that. Just me, team of one, doing it by herself. And I think that's pretty gutsy, actually, looking back. It's pretty gutsy. You know, I've got some merch left over, so in these videos, if you want to support me, you can go over to my Bandcamp, which is down in the description box below, and buy some merch off me. I ship worldwide. Or if you still like my music but you don't actually want to spend anything, then another way you can support me but also like get yourself free merch is by signing up to my mailing list, which is again in the description box, liking and commenting on this video saying you've done that, and making sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, and you will be in for the chance to win this Bryony Williams debut album You Are Here merch bundle giveaway. So that's a vinyl, a CD, stickers, a lyric book, and postcards, because who doesn't like postcards? And I'll sign something, okay? I'll make sure to sign maybe one of the postcards and whatnot. And I'll take care of the rest. So yeah, all you have to do is that, and then I'll reach out to you. And this is just in celebration of the 1 year anniversary of the release of my debut album and some post promo. You know, let's get into the tracks, let's get into the album, and this is for my extra nerds who like watching YouTube and like, you know, hearing about the background of each track, and hopefully don't mind me rambling away just as I have already. So let's get into it. Today we are talking about The Party. Woo. The Party is one of my favourite tracks off the album. Said it, hands down. It is, on record, a country bop. And famously, my mom she likes my music, but notoriously, she's always been like, when are you gonna release like a happy song? All your songs are sad. What's that about? And I'm like, Mom, this song isn't happy. If you listen to the lyrics and interpret them the same way I do, then they're not necessarily happy. However, it is all disguised brilliantly with some country pop that kind of make you want to like dance in the kitchen, like a bit of line dancing, and like, yeah, this is cool, like you sing along, and then it's like, it's not until like you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh, is she okay? Let's get into it. The Party. What is it about? The Party, I feel, is a metaphor actually for life. So the first line is, it was only yesterday at the party. So again, it was only yesterday in life. Tomorrow comes and I'm still undecided, so I can't make up my mind. Every day keeps rolling over, kind of like in between days a little bit, like quite repetitive, not a lot's going on, I'm not really excited about life. And I guess I'm in my feels here, you know, I go, I can't even believe you said those things to me. At the time, they cut pretty deep. So clearly it's something's happened in the past. I'm over it, but also I'm kind of like still not 100% over it, if you know what I mean. Like I'm still kind of like, oh God, like how distasteful, like someone kind of like kicking off at you and for whatever reason. Mostly for no reason. And then it ends with, but I'm not about to lose any more than 8 hours of sleep. So clearly I'm over it. I'm just like, look, nothing's gonna come between me and my sleep, because gal loves her sleep. Then verse 2, you know, it repeats again. It was only yesterday at the party. Tomorrow comes and tomorrow goes again. So I think that's kind of clever, but it's also kind of basic. Life goes by so fast. I'm too busy outrunning my past. I guess I'll go and meet my friends, banking on a pep talk, a cigarette, like it's a means to an end. So that's just kind of a bit of a description about not just me, but I guess just kind of what we all do. Like, things happen in life, maybe we harbour onto something someone said. The bin men have just turned up, so if you can hear any bleeping, that's the bin men, because we're filming early this morning. You go out, you go for a drink, you know, go to the smoking area, you bum a fag off a friend, and you know, you get a talking, you know, and you get this dialogue happening, and you're just kind of offloading. Like that trash into the bin lorry. Offloading. Yeah, you know, a couple of drinks in, have a smoke, how's life, and just kind of get into it. You may have to pause this and wait for the bin men to go. But then the choruses, that's when it gets a little dark, I guess, for me. Because like I say, the party is kind of a metaphor for life. So consistently throughout the track, there's a line that's, I say, how do you leave the party? And I was kind of planning the release strategy of these tracks. I actually came up with a music video idea, which I haven't done, and I think I should, because it's never too late to go back and, you know, put the spotlight back on an old track. I don't think there's a sell by date. And if you just want to do something because you feel creatively pulled in that direction, I think listen to it and just do it. Like, if you're not doing it for yourself, then who are you doing it for? Anyway, the music video idea I have is there's a house party kind of going on. Maybe everyone's sat around with like literally silly party hats on, and I'm there and I'm kind of lip syncing to the track. There's kind of vape smoke happening. Almost like there's a Laura Marling track actually. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's one of her popular ones, where she's in a house, maybe in LA. That's quite specific. Where there's people in a house, including Marika Hackman, and she's just kind of floating around and like singing to the camera, and then at the very end she just like leaves the house and runs like up this hill of a street, and she just keeps it going. And I just find it so simple yet so epic, and I think that kind of vibe is what I'm trying to go for with this music video idea for the party. It'd be really smart to have it in a kind of a loop. There's crossover with the end and the start, because that would feed in quite well to the lyrics of like, it was only yesterday at the party, so here we go again, every day, here we go again. I'm trying to leave, I can't leave. So maybe that's something I'll do this year, because the party, you know, it's the third track off the album. It's one of my favourite tracks I've ever made, and I think it deserves a bit more clout, not gonna lie. This track, I guess, with who of artists that I listen to, maybe we're going back to the Ting Tings, maybe a bit of Blur, but again also maybe Casey Musgraves in terms of that country pop. Empire of the Sun, that's kind of the vibe I feel like maybe this track is nodding to. I'm gonna finish my coffee. I think my dog has escaped, so I'm gonna go put my dog back in the kitchen in puppy jail, because otherwise he barks. Yep, he's out there. I can hear him. You may be able to hear him too. And usually that's fine, but we're recording and I don't think he has recording etiquette yet. Okay, so for the party we're in standard tuning, but capo is on the 2. I think, or maybe the 1 actually. I think it's on capo 1. Yeah. Primarily for the intro, outro and verses, we're just on G. We're literally just like... So you could keep it that simple, or you could have some movement where we go... It was only yesterday at the party. Tomorrow comes and I'm still undecided. And I can't even believe that you said those things to me. At the time they cut so deep, but I'm not about to lose any more than 8 hours of sleep. Leave the party. It was only yesterday at the party. Tomorrow comes and tomorrow goes again, again. Life goes by so fast, I'm too busy running my past. I guess I'll go and meet my friends, banking on a pep talk, a cigarette like it's a means to an end. Ooh. Job, pay the rent, stop living in my head. How do I escape the day-to-day, start living life my way? How do I get a job, pay the rent, stop living in my head? How do I escape the day-to-day, start living, leave the party? At the party, it was only yesterday at the party. Fucked that last part of it. Anyway, fun couple of facts to end on. I find it funny how I have to try and get my mouth around the word party when I sing this track, because if I almost don't go Sophie Ellis Baxter on it, like if I don't go party, if I don't say it quite like that, I feel like in the mix it kind of could sound like something that just doesn't sound like party, because sorry, who is buzzing away at me? Boom, 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 boom. It's Vinted. It's Vinted again. If you were here with my last video, you know what's up with me and Vinted. So maybe one day Vinted will sponsor this. Anywho, it was only yesterday at the party. It kind of sounds like maybe it could be like poopy or just something like not very clear, which is maybe slightly confusing. And I'm really overthinking this because people should know what the song is called and therefore know that I'm saying the party and not the poopy or something. But I kind of find it funny to say it, yeah, in a Sophie Ellis Bextor way. The party, darling, the party. When do I get to leave this party? Anyway. I will see you in the next episode of the song series for track number 4, which is My Devotion. See you there.